To listen to the Maharishikaa in your language, please click on the wheel in the bottom right-hand corner.
Namaskar. I wanted to ask actually something quite personal. Since I discovered your approach, I felt really super connected, and it helped me a lot in my life to feel more grounded and to get back also into action. And I've noticed like a lot of beautiful things starting to happen. But I feel like I'm getting to maybe a point of struggle. I'm homosexual. I've been 7 years in a relationship. I had to go through for many years dealing with a sense of guilt or feeling abnormal. Your practice is really helping me, but focus very strongly on male and female and the role of a male to bring up children, and it resonates with me, like the sense of being able to raise kids. But I also know for me it's probably not going to be a possibility. And I was wondering if you had thoughts to share maybe about homosexuality in general and what place we have in that society and in that framework.
I grew up in Bombay, and what I heard from people from different parts of the country, homosexual experiences were part of the lives of many young men. Even some who became students of mine, it was something that was not discussed. A society that has to procreate into the next generation will certainly not underscore homosexuality as being something amazing, because if it did that, more and more people would give in to the homosexual aspect of their nature, and that can be a threat to society in the long run because of procreation. Homosexuality is a form of sexuality, and every human being has the potential for that within themselves. Some go deeper into it, others less. I question homosexual men I know, and I've known very good friends, followers even, seekers. My question is, why make a difference then between male and female? If you can have a sexual relationship with a male, you can also have one with a female. Finally, it's about soul-to-soul connection. That's what it's about. So if it is indeed a matter of soul-to-soul connection, then it boils down to a certain temperament or a certain liking one way or the other, and one can adjust these likings according to the needs. You see this a lot in Indian society of the past, in any case, that men who had more of a liking for sexual relationships with men also did get married and also did have children. And it was perhaps a bit challenging, but not always is it impossible for a homosexual man to have a child with a woman. I mean, that's, as well as I do, that happens much more than we actually speak about. So one can't fetishize the idea that one is homosexual. It is something which society should not be either for or against. Society has to be neutral about this. This is each one's sexual story within themselves, which is also why I've never been pro-gay pride and this and that and the other, because it just divides society. Of course, in a Christian society, it may have its use and has less use in Hindu society, because the Hindus have never condemned it. They just haven't spoken about it. And it may have been necessary to go through those political movements in the socio-political movements in the West, San Francisco and so on, because of that very heavy Christian blanket of morality. But on an individual level, for you yourself, one, what does it matter if it's a male or a female? It's a soul-to-soul thing. Secondly, if it does matter because the tastes are different in this one or the other, or desires are different, one can also be a bit more flexible about one's desires. So you can apply what I say about heterosexual relationships to your own relationship. And then there's a next step about this whole thing, which I would not speak about online because it would take up too much time. This is something that is spoken about in immersives in depth, especially for people who are homosexual. Just for the record, I'm not trying to convert anybody into anything, because I feel that, like I said at the start of this answer, every human being has the potential for both. And that's what I would say to you at this stage. Yes.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.